Hansi Flick has a difficult decision to make over who will start for Germany at the World Cup at striker. Let's get right into it. Welcome back to Talking Bayern, the one-stop shop for Bayern Munich and German national team content on YouTube. Today we'll be discussing who should start for Germany at striker in the World Cup in Qatar. And obviously, this is a heavily debated question. I think looking at the midfield and defense, I don't think there's too much question. Obviously, in net, it's going to be Manuel Neuer, but a lot of debate of who will start in that striker spot. Is it going to be a bit of a flexible striker? Maybe like a Gnabry type who's not going to be a pure number 9 and will move around. Same thing for like a Thomas Müller, or will we have like a more traditional striker like a Niklas Füllkrug? So going to be an interesting debate here. I'm just going to pull up our poll results. Unfortunately, I forgot to add Füllkrug to the poll. But as of Friday when I'm recording this, who should start a striker for Germany at the World Cup? 46% said Kai Havertz, 7% said Thomas Müller, 25% said Serge Gnabry, and 21% said Youssoufa Moukoko. Really just to see how many people would have said Füllkrug. Unfortunately, as I said, I forgot to add that to the poll. But obviously, the clear favorite here is Kai Havertz. A lot of people are saying Kai Havertz obviously did great for us in the last time against England. And personally, that is who I would most want at striker. I think Kai Havertz hasn't been really getting it done for Chelsea. It could be a fault of the system. Obviously, every striker that seems to go to Chelsea seems to not work out. But Kai Havertz, I think, is the most appealing option. Although Thomas Müller, there's a bit of a shout for. I know he hasn't been playing as much this year. Obviously, looking at like the last few years before that, was a great option. And obviously, he can score goals. Wasn't really doing great earlier on in the season when he had those looks a bit more at the striker role. And then there's argument for Serge Gnabry, who's obviously incredibly in form right now. Kind of been a slow season, but obviously he's really picked it up in recent games, and obviously a very, very good option. He's played that number 9 role for Germany before as well. So I think, the leading two candidates right now are Kai Havertz and Serge Gnabry. Obviously, they're more used to the team, and obviously Serge Gnabry and Thomas Müller are both good options as well, because there's a Bayern Munich debate. Our probably 4 offensive players will be Sané, Gnabry, Musiala, and one of, Müller and Gnabry. So I think that just works well. Obviously, there's the Bayern chemistry, and they're just used to playing with each other. I think for the attack, and honestly, the Bayern attack is firing in all fronts right now. So I think that is a very appealing option to have Serge Gnabry up there. But maybe, he's not meant for the number 9 role necessarily, but he's done well for Germany. I think that's another appealing option. I can see why it's the second most voted for. I think he's right up there with Kai Havertz. And then the other options are Moukoko and Füllkrug. Obviously, 2 new names onto the scene. We weren't expecting them probably 6 months ago to be playing at this World Cup for Germany. Moukoko, the rising star, the young 17-year-old. He's going to be 18 at the World Cup, but obviously he's been doing very well for Dortmund. He had a brace last weekend, and obviously a very, very appealing option and to break onto the scene at the World Cup. Obviously, he's young, but he's showing that he could be one of the best strikers in the Bundesliga, and honestly, he might be one of the best options Germany has as the number 9. And then obviously Füllkrug, another player who's a bit older, but is breaking onto the scene. Obviously, incredible year for Füllkrug this year in the Bundesliga, and obviously he's going to have an impact. He's going to get some time there, and I think this is a player that depends on it. I don't think he's going to be our starting striker every match, but he's going to be wearing the number 9 at the World Cup, if that means anything. If that's any indication of how he's going to play or where he's going to play in this World Cup. He was given the number 9, but I think he's going to be used in those scenarios where we need that tall striker to get those headers in. I mean, he's not a giant, but he is that role. He does have a good heading. He can make that impact late in the game, I think, on set pieces as well. That's going to be a huge benefit to us. Where like Kai Havertz, Thomas Müller, Serge Gnabry, bit more dynamic. Like even Adeyemi is a bit more dynamic, but I don't really think there's any debate about Adeyemi getting the start. I think he is the attacker that is going to get the least minutes for us in this World Cup, in my opinion. But I really do think Sané, Musiala, Gnabry, and somebody else on the attack is going to be a very, very exciting option for us at this World Cup. And honestly, it could be Kai Havertz, but I think no matter what we get, I think we're going to get serviceable option. I don't think it's going to be a deadly mistake who we start or don't start. I think there's lots of good options, and I expect to see maybe honestly a different guy starting every game. Probably like 2 of 3 matches will be the same striker, and then probably 1 of 3 group stage matches we'll see a different striker in. But Let me know who you think is going to start. I know there's already a poll, but interested to see what everyone thinks. And, if Gnabry goes up top, who would we play at right mid? Do we play Hoffman? Interested to see what everybody thinks. A lot of different options there. But, if Gnabry's up top, we're probably having Hoffman on the right. If Muller's at striker, we're probably having Gnabry on the right side. I mean, Kai Havertz can play Cam as well. So I think a lot of different things that this team can do this year, but really excited to see what Hansi Flick does. Obviously, in less than 2 weeks, we'll be playing games, so really, really excited. Make sure to subscribe to this channel to see lots of exciting German national team content. We'll see match previews, more predictions coming up in the next few weeks. But as for lineup stuff, this is probably coming to an end. Maybe I'll do my expected 11 for the tournament next, and then that should be it for lineups. Then we're getting right into the heat of it, and we will get lots of new content out. Really excited about that. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more German national team content in the coming weeks. Hope you see you all in the next one. Until then, Mia Samia.